It all began with demolishing a house. Well, actually demolishing 2 houses. This story begins in October 2024 when diggers and heavy machinery arrived on our farm and knocked down the house that we'd been living in for the last 2 years.
This house is going to get knocked down because it's cracked and it's old.
It was a day of mixed emotions. There it goes. Oh my gosh, he's about to push on our bedroom wall. Trepidation, excitement, and a lot of, sorry, what are we doing? We're a family building a stone house on the side of a mountain in Northern Portugal.
And this is our last 14 months of building this incredible house, squeezed into just half an hour or so.
Please remember to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free and it makes it easier for you to find our videos. We release twice a week with videos from Portugal and soon from Zimbabwe in Southern Africa. And we would love to have you join us. So there's something important you need to know about this build and why it came to be. Our ambition was to build a traditional Portuguese stone house, built by hand using reclaimed stones that had once been part of other people's houses. Places demolished to make way for the new. We wanted to employ local stonemasons who use age-old methods to shape the stone and build as they did hundreds of years ago. In the end, only half of what we hoped for was really possible. The reclaimed stones we had delivered were fragile and small, and we only managed to build one internal wall using them, which will one day be a real feature of the house. We also faced significant issues with access to the site. Large lorries were unable to fit down our narrow road, and that meant that the size of the crane that we had delivered was just a little bit too small for the build. But more about that later. After a bit of back and forth over stone choice, paying close attention to colour, shape and layout. Right, we've arrived. We're walking in. Let's see what we can find and whether or not they're okay for us to show you guys around. Our incredible team began to create our magnificent house. Three months after laying those first foundations, we were officially out of the ground, pouring tons of concrete to create the supporting pillars, beams and floors. Hundreds of air blocks were laid across the bottom and second floor, and we began to get a real sense, for the first time, of how large this house was going to be. A whisper of spring was in the air, and we were getting very keen to start on that stonework. As soon as those structural elements were in place, the team got going. We've learned a lot during this build, but one of the most enduring lessons will surely be just how much labour and work goes into building with stone. We had no idea how long this would all take, and without our remarkable team, I'm not sure we would have got there in the end. We must have watched these guys lay hundreds of tons of stone on this build, each piece carved and cut by hand, hoisted individually into carefully selected locations, and positioned perfectly into their new forever homes. The result is quite breathtaking, and we'll show you what we mean in just a few minutes.
Dois tá aqui.
Look at that! You really get a sense now for how big they're going to be. These beautiful arches. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3. Arches made from stone were a dream that we were so excited to see come to be. It's one of the most defining features of this build, and as the house came into being, we decided to make a few small changes to the design.
Okay, so there's been a change of plan with the window. Decided, okay, we want an arch.
One of those was incorporating another stone arch in the form of a window in our kitchen. Framed by hand-cut stone, this will surely be a feature that we marvel at and celebrate for our entire lives. And whilst the stone was starting to go into place, the roof also began to take shape, but it would be another 6 months before tiles would top us out. In order for us to get a roof on this house, all the stonework needed to be completed, and that was a Herculean task. Before the real heat of the summer set in, the main structure for the roof was in place, and the team pushed forward. It's really starting to take shape and look like a house now, isn't it? To tell you that we were getting excited at this point would be a massive understatement. Being able to see our vision come to life was incredible, and the most exciting bits were yet to come. we started to see some of the finer details come into play.
A lot of work, isn't it, for one stone? Every single stone is like that, though, on this build at the moment.
Roof cornicing to sit beneath the eaves perfectly finished the top of the house, and huge door and window frames were carefully guided into place, making a perfect picture of the epic views from our mountainside home. So imagine when these go in for all the windows and all the doors, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. We even started on some internal stonework and a very, very special bay window.
You might remember at the start we explained that our road is too small for larger vehicles, which meant we had to use a crane that was already a bit too small for the job. Well, now that limitation really started to catch up with us. The crane's arm simply couldn't reach the far side of the house anymore, and that left us with just two options. Either we lifted every single stone into place by hand, or we moved the crane. And with each stone weighing over 100 kilos, 250 pounds, moving the crane definitely felt like the only sensible option.
So obviously now they've made this nice big platform and there's like a very clear bank along here. No idea how this is going to work, so...
Yeah, although it was very nerve-wracking. Let's just be quiet until it's done, shall we?
When we were designing the house, we decided to do part in stone and part in blockwork, the idea being that we'd be able to add some colour and texture to the final look. Our current plan is to paint these walls in a Tuscan yellow to complement the soft golden glow of the stonework. Eventually, we imagine a home nestled on this hill, covered in wisteria and bougainvillea, landscaped with olive and orange trees, and a place that makes you feel abundance and natural beauty at every turn. Building a house isn't just about the house itself, it's also about its surroundings. And we know from our work here in Portugal over the last 4 years that landscapes take a while to settle. So we made sure that projects outside the house ran alongside the build, creating stone stairs up the front of the house to link the gardens and outdoor dining area with the veranda, and investing huge amounts of time and effort into the gardens surrounding the house. Wow, I cannot get over how deceptive those arches looked with those wooden things inside them. Look how much height there is above Marcus and that guy's head. They're massive. You know, it felt like they were kind of head height when they got that one. The race was on. Getting the walls up and the stonework completed before the winter rain set in was absolutely key. This part of Portugal is known for its very wet winters, and we knew that if we were delayed, we'd face serious problems in the spring. You know, when we first started gathering inspiration for this build and we were looking on Pinterest and online and creating our Millenote board, and I just had this idea that maybe we could build something that looked like an old farmhouse, you know, that like stone arch look, the terracotta roof. And here we are, we've done it, like, but with a Portuguese twist. Like, this is so clearly a Portuguese house, but inspired by something else. And I looked at those pictures and I thought, no, we couldn't build that. Like, we couldn't have a house that looked like that. And we do. We have a house that looks like that. Guys, I can't believe it. I can't believe that this is ours.
We don't need a destination. Let's go where the river's taking us. Over fields and through the country, letting go of everything but us. Over the rainbow.
14 months later, 4 walls and a roof, we've got ourselves a house. Almost. If you've enjoyed this video, then please subscribe. It's completely free, and in the new year we'll be heading inside to make this house a home. We're also just about to embark on a renovation project in Southern Africa for a few months, which will run alongside this one, so there is plenty to look forward to. We'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.